Yo, what up? I honestly hate intros, but what's up, y'all? It's your man MZX. This video is a Zerk PvP and PvE guide. A lot of people have asked me to make this video, so I'm doing just that. I'll start with the PvE guide, and after the PvE guide, I'll give you the PvP guide as well. Starting off, there are two parts of this PvE guide. There is the damage guide for things like abyss raids and such, and then there's the clear guide for the chaos dungeons and regular farming and such. So we're gonna start off with the damage guide. The first skill you should max out is Finish Strike, and then the skill tree for Finish Strike is Enhanced Strike, Weak Point Detection, and Lights Out. Make sure you have these in your skill tracking section. You track these skills so when you get those parts you can use them to enhance your skills. Next is Shoulder Charge. I have Excellent Mobility and Chain Charge. Excellent Mobility is excellent because it increases your charge distance by 2 meters, and if you choose to track this skill, which I suggest you don't because it's not that important, but if you choose to track it, you get more charge distance. And I suggest getting the second chain charge at maybe level 55, so you have the second charge, which allows you to dash as far as you dashed the first time. The third skill in this list is Tempest Slash. Tempest Slash skill tree is Quick Prep, Weak Point Detection, and Driving Hit. This is very good damage here, good damage output. I like this skill, it's one of my favorite skills. I have it tracked as well, and I try to use it after I've used a combo skill so I can keep my damage output going. Next, I have Hellblade. Hellblade is my all-time favorite skill because it just does so much damage. The first skill in the list is the first skill in the skill tree is Leap, Deadly Blow, and then Earth Flip. Some people might want to go Bloody Eruption, but trust me, Earth Flip does way more damage. Next is Chainsword. Chainsword is a nice skill because it counters bosses and such. Plus it's also a nice combo skill to use while you're chaining attacks. In the skill tree, I have Critical Hit, and that's the only skill you need to have in the skill tree for it. Next, I have Strike Wave. Strike Wave is nice. It's a charge skill. In the skill tree, I have Fast Wave, which reduces the charge time, and I have Limit Break, which increases the damage for overcharging the skill, and then I have Earth Flip, which allows it to do way more damage. There's just something about Earth that's just so nice. I know you might be thinking, why not Blaze Wave? Because Earth Flip does more damage. That's why. This might look cool if this does more damage, and at the end of the day, the only thing better than damage is more damage. Next skill is Red Dust. With Red Dust, I have Quick Prep, Vital Point Hit, and Red Wave. Red Dust is a nice skill to use when you are kiting or when you're just trying to take less damage from a distance, and also when you're about to engage into like some high damage outputs, because here, as you can see, with Red Wave, it shoots. It's a range skill, of course, but it can increase. Wait a minute. Oh, My mistake. So with Vital Point here, some people prefer to go Blood Slash because it has enemy paralysis and it also inflicts a bleed. But I like Vital Point because of the crit rate. So this is a preferential thing here. I was wondering, I was like, wait a minute, this is supposed to give a bleed. Yeah, so Blood Slash does give bleed, but it's up to you if you want to get it, you know? I prefer having Vital Point because you can just add a bleed rune. Like I have a bleed rune here, and I'll get into runes later, but I have a bleed rune which allows me to get the bleed regardless. So I would suggest going Vital Point and just adding the bleed rune on the skill. Well, next in the skill is Sword Storm. Sword Storm is another one of my favorite skills because it has tenacity. In the skill tree, it has quick prep, tenacity, and flame storm. What tenacity does is it allows you to use the skill regardless of maybe if you're getting pushed or maybe you're gonna get knocked back. Tenacity will allow you to get the skill off regardless. So that's it for my damage skills. Oh wait, and as for alts, I use Berserk Fury for PvE for both of my PvE builds, which is the damage build and the Chaos Dungeon builds and Clearing builds. So I use Berserk Fury for that. So now we're gonna go into the Chaos Dungeon Clearing builds. And if you like, leave a comment below if you want me to talk about runes as well, and I'll do that. I just want to make a strictly skill build. I don't want to talk too much about runes because I don't want people who don't have all the runes yet to think like, oh, I need runes to get these skills or to use these skills like this. Like, nah, like runes are more end game stuff and specific, like you're looking for specificity. I don't know if that's a word, specificity. Like you're looking for a specific type of attribute to be added to your skill, so it's not necessary. But yeah, anyway, in my Chaos Claire Zerk build, I have Finish Strike with tenacity. Unlike in my other build where I had Enhanced Strike, I have tenacity because Enhanced Strike gives more damage. Tenacity allows you to be push immune, just like I talked about with Sword Slash, with Storm Slash, or Sword Storm, I'm sorry. In the damage build, this allows you to be push immune, so if you're getting pushed or knocked back, you'll just be able to get the skill off. And then I also have weak point detection and lights out. Next, I have shoulder charge with excellent mobility and chain charge. And like I said, you can get chain charge at level 55 because it's just not extremely necessary, but it is necessary later on because you would like that extra mobility. And then in this build, I have Whirlwind. In Whirlwind, in the skill tree for Whirlwind, I have Sustained Enhancement, Cracked Blade, and Vacuum Slash. In the next skill I have, which is Tempest Slash, I have Quick Prep, Enhanced Strike, and Driving Hit. Following skill, I have Hellblade, which is the skill trees for those are Leap, Deadly Blow, and Earth Flip. In this build, I do not have Strike Wave because when you're clearing, you kind of just want to be mobile and you don't want to really have to stand still and charge because those mobs can pretty much blitz you and kill you if they please. So I skipped Strike Wave and I put the points that I would have put in Strike Wave into Aura Blade instead, but I'll get there. But in the next skill after Hellblade, I have Red Dust. With Red Dust, I only got it to level 6 because Red Dust is really a damage skill, It's also really like a weakening skill, but since you're gonna be mobile and clearing, you're not really worried about trying to, target a weak point on a boss or something. So quick prep, which reduces the cooldown for the skill, allows you to use it more times, is what I have chosen here. And then I have Sword Storm, again my favorite skill. Sword Storm, I have quick prep, weak point detection, and Flame Storm. Now you're saying, why do you have Flame Storm? Because Flame Storm in this case does AoE damage that is left over because of the flames of the floor, which allows you to clear more waves faster. And yeah, that's all I have for that. And instead of Strike Wave here, I have Aura Blade. Aura Blade is a ranged skill as well, just like Red Dust. I have Quick Prep, Weak Point, and Enhancement. I have Weak Point Enhancement and Space Slash. Now, you might be wondering why I chose these. Because in the case that you're just trying to pull mobs, Aura Blade allows you to do that. Compared to having Strike Wave, you can use Aura Blade to pull mobs to your location rather than you run into that location. So it's a pretty nice skill to have, and the cooldown is pretty fast as well. It's on a, I think, 16 or 15 second cooldown with quick prep that allows it to be quicker. Next I have, again, is my ultimate. I have Berserk Fury. Berserk Fury is nice, looks cool, and does way more damage than Chain of Vengeance. Even though Chain of Vengeance will hit for the most part, Berserk Fury is worth the risk of not hitting, because if you do hit, you're gonna do a lot of damage. So yeah, that's it for my PvE build. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If you have any statements with anything I said on the build, leave comments below. I'm gonna read all that shit and respond. So yeah, now for the PvP build, the one that you've actually been waiting for. The PvP build. Open your book of coordination. First thing I want you to do is put 1 point into crit, put 750 points into swiftness, and 249 points into domination. Swiftness allows higher cooldowns, or reduced cooldowns, and faster skill release. Domination is more damage done when you're staggered, which is nice in PvP, and this one crit chance allows you to crit. There's no point in putting any more than one because it's crit chance. It's not you're going to the more points you put doesn't increase. I guess it does increase your crit chance, but it's not maximized. So just putting 1 point is enough to get those crits off. You kind of just want to be getting out the most damage that you can, not really trying to land crits. This isn't a PvE match, this is a PvP match, so you're just trying to do big damage and do that damage as fast as you can. So max out in swiftness, 249 in domination, 1 point in crit. Next are the skills. The skills, the first skill, again, one of my favorite skills is Finish Strike. You put 1 point in tenacity, 1 point in finishing blow, and 1 point into lights out in your skill tree for Finish Strike. Finishing blow is nice to pretty much execute people. The second part of it is kind of hard to land sometimes if the person still has their dodge roll from being knocked down available. So you should identify your targets that you're gonna use this on, because you don't want to try to finish blow somebody and they still have their dodge roll, because they're just gonna dodge it once they see you trying to land that skill on them, and you'll see it a lot in PvP. Next is shoulder charge. You want excellent mobility. You want to put 1 point in there, and you want to put another point in chain charge. This is a nice skill to use in PvP if you want to stun or stagger lock somebody. You hit them first with the charge, get off a few auto attacks, maybe 3 maximum, and then hit them again with another chain charge, and then you can get off another 3 auto attacks, and then you can combo them with Tempest Slash. And with Tempest Slash, I have nimble movement, enhanced strike, and drive and hit. Drive and hit allows you to, well, it allows you to do more damage compared to Storm Slash, which is just like a spinning in the air. Drive and hit will knock the enemy in the air and pin them down right after. Also, I have in my PvP build, I have Mountain Crash. The points in Mountain Crash are Enhance, Numbing Effect, and Earthquake Shock. I prefer Earthquake Shock to Earthquake Impact because it works really well with Red Dust and I think it's called and Sword Storm, but I'll talk about that once I get to those skills. But with Earthquake Shock, it's a ranged skill, so you can chain combo with this with Red Dust. You can Earth Shock and then Red Dust, and then hit them with either a Tempest Slash or a Wind Blade. So Earthquake Shock is better in my opinion. This skill also has a fairly short cooldown, which is 12 seconds, I believe. Yes, 12 seconds. And yeah. Next, I have Diving Slash. Now, I use this skill as an escape and a pick skill, and I only use it to pick people that are very, very low HP. I don't use it to engage with people because it can easily be dodged, and it's also not that high damage of a skill. It's just very good for mobility. So this skill allows you to pretty much fly to a location that your cursor is located at, and with Diving Slash and with I have 1 point in excellent mobility and Sword Swipe Draft. And with Sword Swipe Draft, if you're able to hit the person that you're aiming for, you're able to pin them down for like a few seconds if you hit them, because it's very unlikely that you do because it's such a small radius for where the skill actually hits. But if you do hit them, you're able to pin them down if they don't have that push immune bullshit going on, and you can set off some combos or kill them if they're really low HP. Next, I have Wind Blade. Wind Blade is an amazing skill in PvP because it offers mobility, it has a bleed effect, and it stacks damage on how many times you hit them. So per swing of Wind Blade that you hit somebody, you can actually possibly kill them, or not kill them, do a lot of damage. Let's just say that. So with this skill, I have bleed effect, I have 1 point in enhanced strike, and I have another point in wind swift. Next, I have Red Dust, which is an amazing skill in PvP, which is probably one of the strongest Berserker skills in PvP, but I think it's a unfinished skill in PvP for Berserker, because the skill can easily be interrupted, and the animation, even when completed, if you're staggered before the actual animation of Red Dust gets to its target, it completely disrupts the skill and cancels it, which I think is complete BS and they need to fix it. But the points I have in Red Dust are nimble movement, blood slash. In PvP is where you want to have blood slash because you can't have runes in PvP. So having blood slash allows a bleeding dot on your target, which is really nice. I've gotten a lot of kills just by people bleeding out after I've let Red Dust hit them, and they're trying to run away thinking like they're gonna get away, but blood slash is ticking for like 1300, and it's gonna tick like 5 times, so you do the math. and it hits really hard too. So you might hit them for like anywhere from 11 to 20k damage with this skill if it hits properly. And then they have a tick and blood damage too, so that's pretty nice. And then Red Wave, which increases the attack range and the damage on it. So yeah. Next is Sword Storm. Sword Storm is an amazing skill in PvP, one of my favorite skills. You want to use Sword Storm when an enemy is planning on engaging you, or if you have a good corner on an engaging enemy. The points you want to put in is nimble movement, tenacity, and earthquake. Again, tenacity is amazing in PvP, although it's not immune to like freezes or electrocution. So if you get electrocuted or frozen, your skill will get canceled. So be careful in how you're dealing with that when you're going against like a Sork or something, because a Sork knows those animations. Like she sees you about to cast the Sword Storm, she's gonna hit you with a freezer and that electrocution or something, you know. And then yeah, that's about it for my skills, except in PvP I do use Chain of Vengeance compared to Berserk Fury, because you want to hit your ults in PvP. You only get one ult in PvP, so you definitely want to hit that. But yeah, that's all I have for my guide, my PvP and PvE guide. I'm going to be dropping PvP videos, more PvP videos this week, so make sure you check those out. And thank you for watching. Go check out my last PvP video too. I actually wanted that to hit a certain amount of views before I made another video again, but you know, I said screw that, I'm just gonna keep making videos because I want to make videos, not because of views or whatever. So anyway, actually thank you guys so much for all the support. I appreciate y'all, and I'm sorry for not making that many videos this week. I've been streaming though, so make sure you come tune in to my streams. I finally got my name back. It's not ZQDBYZMILINTL anymore. It's my actual name and my actual in-game name, and you can find a link below. And yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We're almost at 1K subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate y'all, and peace. Thanks. See you again. All right, bye.